Okay, let's dive straight into a metric that's, well, it's pretty foundational, isn't it? Especially for SaaS companies. We're talking customer acquisition cost, SAC. Using the material you shared, including that really detailed guide, our mission here is to sort of cut through the noise, figure out what this number really means and, why it's such a big deal.
That's right. SAC, it isn't just another number on a spreadsheet. It's a really crucial signal. It tells you how efficient your growth engine actually is. So yeah, this deep dive should help us unpack its real importance beyond just the basic definition.
So, what is customer acquisition cost then, at its heart, based on these sources we're looking at?
Well, at its simplest, the source material basically says it's the total cost a company racks up to get one new paying customer. The price tag for turning someone who's just looking into someone who actually buys.
Right. And looking at the sources, that cost isn't just like buying a single ad, is it? The list of what goes into it seems pretty comprehensive.
Well, it really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
The sources definitely emphasize that you need to capture all the relevant spending, everything related to sales and marketing that's aimed at, winning new business over a set period, of course. So that includes things like advertising spend, promotions, the cost of creating content, maybe blogs or videos, also expenses for events, and importantly, the salaries and commissions for your marketing and your sales teams, and even the software tools or agencies they might use. Getting that number right means, well, you got to track things carefully.
Makes sense. So it's the whole investment needed to land that customer. With all those parts, how do you actually boil it down to the final Precott number? The sources give a pretty straightforward formula,
They
right?
do, yeah. It's actually quite simple on the surface.
Hmm.
You take your total sales and marketing expenses for a specific time, say a month or a quarter, and you just divide that by the number of new customers you actually acquired during that exact same period.
Okay, let's make that concrete. The sources give a couple of examples which really show how different the outcomes can be.
Exactly. That's helpful. So in one example, they describe a SaaS company spending, say, $10,000 on sales and marketing in 1 month. And during that month, they bring in 100 new customers. So their CAC is just $10,000 divided by 100, comes out to $100 per customer. Pretty clear.
Okay, $100. But then the other example, it tells a very different story.
It really does. In that scenario, the sources talk about a company spending more $15,000 in the same period. But crucially, they only managed to acquire 50 new customers. So here the calculation is $15,000 divided by 50, which gives you a CAC of $300 per customer. Much higher.
Wow. Yeah, putting those side by side really drives home the variability. So, okay, what does this tell us? Why is SaaS so critical for these SaaS businesses, according to the sources?
Right. And this is really the key takeaway, I think. The sources are very clear that CAC on its own, well, it doesn't tell you the whole story. Its real importance comes when you compare it directly to the customer's lifetime value, or LTV, which the sources basically describe as the total revenue, or you could say value, a customer is expected to bring in over their entire time with the company. If your CAC, the cost to get them, is consistently higher than that LTV, well, your business model just isn't sustainable. It can't be. You're essentially losing money on every single new customer you sign up.
So it's like the fundamental health check for growth. Is it profitable growth or are you just, buying revenue expensively?
Precisely. It forces you to really look hard at how effective your whole go-to-market strategy actually is. Is it efficient? Is it working?
Okay, so let's quickly sum up what we've pulled from the sources in this deep dive. We've defined customer acquisition costs. It's that full spend to get one new customer in SaaS. That includes a whole bunch of sales and marketing costs. We've seen the simple calculation. And most importantly, we understand its absolutely critical link to whether a business can actually last, especially when you look at it next to that lifetime value number.
Exactly. And, thinking about those examples from the sources, the $100 CAC versus the $300 one, that big difference really brings up an interesting question for you, the listener, to maybe mull over. Considering all the cost components we talked about, salaries, tools, ads, content, and just the nature of SaaS itself, what kinds of factors do you think could cause such a wide swing in how much it costs to acquire a customer? Even maybe within the same industry. Definitely something worth pondering as you look at your own numbers or perhaps analyze other